Hello everyone. Welcome back to my Sunday school class. My name is Ray. I am your Sunday school teacher. And these last several videos that we've been doing are just giving you some basic ideas on how to look something up in the Bible. We looked at the table of contents. We looked at how the Bible is laid out. In your table of contents, you have the Old and New Testaments. Excuse me. Remember, the Old Testament has 37 books. 29 books. New Testament has 27. I think I said that wrong. Old Testament has 39 books, not 29. And the New Testament has 27, making a total of 66 books. Once we looked at all of that, then we broke it down into the different genres: history, poetical, literature, prophecy, or prophets, gospels. You get the idea with that. And then once we finished that, I started going through the book summaries, just giving you a synopsis of what each book of the Bible covers, and answering 5 questions plus 5 W questions plus an H question every now and again. And the 5 questions are who, what, where, when, why. And then the 6th question, is how. Excuse me. We've been going through that. We are almost done. We have maybe, after this video, maybe at least 2 more of the summaries. I think we're on number 14 right now. And I just want to encourage you to hit the like button, hit the share button here. My Facebook page is My Sunday School Teacher. I also upload these videos to YouTube, and you can find it at My Sunday School Teacher as well there. And if you're on YouTube, thank you. And again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you would please, and then hit the share. This isn't something that I just want to hang on to and I want to see how many likes I get. I just want to know that you are getting some value out of these teaching videos, and that it's helping you understand how the Bible's laid out, and what all is included in each book. So with that, I am going to pause here and get set up for the next set of summaries. So hang on, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We are now looking at the book summaries. We've been going through lately the letters of Paul, and so this is one of his personal letters. It's not to a church, it's to a friend of his, and he's writing it, the name of the man is Philemon, or Philemon, depending on how you want to pronounce that, but Philemon. He's writing Philemon from his prison in Rome. And so this is written between AD 60 and 62. And why is he writing Philemon? Well, Philemon had a slave who ran away. His name was Onesimus, and he encountered Paul somehow, whether it was in prison or before, and Onesimus became a follower of Jesus, and Paul is appealing to Philemon to forgive him for running away and to receive him back into his household, not just as a slave or a servant, but now as a fellow believer. It's a short book. It just has 1 chapter. So the first 3 verses are salutations. He's greeting Philemon. He's also commending Philemon for his love, because Philemon is a believer as well. He's commending him for his love and his faith in verses 4 to 7. And then in verses 8 to 22, he's presenting his appeal to Philemon to accept Onesimus back into his household. And then in verses 23 and 25, we see the final greetings that Paul is giving him. The key verses comes from verses 17 to 19, and it says this: "So if you consider me a partner, welcome him as you would welcome me. If he has done you any wrong or owes you anything, charge it to me. I, Paul, am writing this with my own hand. I will pay it back, not to mention that you owe me your very self." That is Philemon. And we're going to pause and come back for the next couple ones. And we're back. And this book is the book of Hebrews. It's a letter. It's written mainly to Hebrew believers in and around the Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria area. Don't know exactly who wrote this book. Some will say Paul, but that's just not his style, I don't think. But some say Paul, some think that maybe it was one of the women followers, even perhaps Mary Magdalene. We're not real sure. It's not ever said. It's not ever declared. It could also be maybe someone like Barnabas. Or it could have even been John Mark, one of the other early disciples. We just don't know. So it's written to Hebrew believers. Where is this written from? Or we don't know that either. But we do know that it was written around AD 60 to 69. Oh, let me go back and review the reason why some of these years jump around so much, if you've been following along, is because in our table of contents in our Bibles today, they are not listed necessarily in chronological order. They're listed more in, I guess you would say, readability and the flow and all that. So just be aware of that. These are not necessarily in chronological order. So why is Hebrews written? Well, evidently there were many Jewish believers who weren't quite sure about the superiority of Christ over the Old Covenant. So that's what the Hebrews author is addressing, talking about Jesus as the high priest, prophet, king, the superiority of Christ over the Old Covenant. Why is Jesus the end-all, be-all? So in the first 4 chapters, we're looking at the supremacy of Christ. In the next 5 chapters, chapters 5 to 10, we're looking at the new covenant. With Christ came a new covenant, and that is explained there as well. And then chapters 11 to 13 talks about the life of faith. And chapter 11 is one of my favorite chapters out of this book because it goes back to the Old Testament. It's comparing or connecting, I should say, the Old Testament with the New Testament. And it's just giving, chapter 11 is giving you a brief, very brief, history of faith in characters in the Old Testament. So that's a really good chapter. We often call it, refer to it as the Faith Hall of Fame. I like that. So the key verse is found in Hebrews 12:2. And it says this: "Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who, for the joy set before him, endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." Amen on that one. All right, we're going to pause. I'm going to set up the next one, which would be James, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, we are back. This book is the book of James. It is written by James. He actually was one of the brothers of Jesus, and he became one of the key leaders in the church at Jerusalem. And so he's writing a specific letter to Jewish believers, more directly associated with Jerusalem. Now, you'll notice the date goes way back to 49 AD. This is, again, one of the earliest books that were written in the New Testament, but it's positioned after Hebrews in our table of contents. Why is this book written, and why is it so important for us today? Well, it's an encouragement to live out one's faith within the Christian community. If you recall anything about Jewish Jerusalem history, they were being governed by Rome, and there was a lot of persecution that was going on, especially in the early days of the church, the Christian community, the Jewish believers. Paul was still doing his thing of searching out and killing believers. So this is in the earliest days of the church, and so he's writing to encourage them to live out their faith within the community. So chapters 1 and 2 describe living a life of faith. What does that entail? Talks about, in chapters 2 and 3, faith without works is dead. Some people think that you can earn so much by doing so many types of work, so many hours of community service, if you will. But if you don't have faith, that's not going to cut it in the scheme of things. And on the flip side of that, if you say you have faith, but you're not doing a lick of work for the kingdom, what good is that? So James is describing what that means. And then he's talking about in our speech and using wisdom in chapters 3 and 4. Again, let our speech be peppered with encouragement, lifting up, not tearing down, and that kind of thing. Then he goes into chapter 5, talking about wealth and how to use your wealth for the kingdom of heaven. It's okay to be rich, and he's just saying, but if you're rich, do something good. And then he's talking about prayer, and there's prayer and healing in there, talking about how to go about praying effectively. The prayer of a righteous man, the effective prayer of a righteous man avails much. So, James chapter 1, verses 19 and 20. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Everyone should be quick to listen. All right, we're going to pause, and I'm going to set up. No, we're going to pause. I'm sorry. I'm doing two videos at the same time. So we're going to pause here, and we'll go into the next video. It's going to be 4 more letters or 5 more letters, and then we have 1 more video, and then that's going to conclude this series. So thanks again for sticking with me. I appreciate your encouragement. Again, hit the like button, share this video. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share the video as well. Until next time, have a great day. Enjoy the fall colors. They're starting to pop out now. Enjoy the fall temperatures. They are kind of still up in the air, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Have a great day, and God bless.